From Kanfei Nesharim in Jewcology, this is the Year of Jewish Learning on the Environment video series. This video is titled, Guard Yourselves Very Well, Protecting Our Health.
My name is Yvonne Marzouk, and as Executive Director of Kanfei Nesharim, I'm pleased to share with you this teaching which I prepared with Rabbi Yonatan Nerel for our Year of Jewish Learning on the Environment. This teaching is called Guard Yourselves Very Well, Protecting Our Health. The Jewish tradition places a strong emphasis on being healthy. The Torah states, guard yourself and guard your soul very much in Deuteronomy 4:9, and you shall guard yourselves very well in Deuteronomy 4:15. Jewish tradition explains that these verses refer to the mitzvah or commandment of protecting one's physical health. Maimonides explains this obligation as that one needs to distance oneself from things that might damage one's body and accustom oneself to a healthy lifestyle, because it is not possible to understand the ways of God when one is sick. According to Sefer HaChinuch, it is our responsibility to guard against natural occurrences which may harm our bodies, not only things that can end a person's life, but also things that can damage a person's body. This commandment is codified in the Shulchan Aruch, the primary compilation of Jewish law. It states that we should avoid any matter that threatens human life, to remove it and to guard against it, and to be very careful about the matter. The Shulchan Aruch cites another Torah verse, do not place blood, from Deuteronomy 22:8, to tell us to remove any danger we might cause to ourselves or to others. And for example, the Shulchan Aruch includes not placing one's mouth on a flowing pipe and drinking, and not drinking at night from wells and ponds, lest one swallow a leech and not see it, as examples of being careful to protect one's health. These lessons demonstrate the exceedingly high importance that Jewish tradition places on preserving our lives and protecting our health. God cares a great deal about how we treat our bodies. The body was given to us as a vessel whose primary function is to house the soul, so that the soul can dwell in this world and fulfill its purpose. There are many applications of the commandment to guard yourself and guard your soul. One relevant item for all of us and our families is the reduction of exposure to chemicals such as pesticides. Now, humans today benefit in significant ways from the use of pesticides. Consumers benefit through wider selections and lower prices for food and clothing. Pesticides also play an important role in protecting homes and businesses from termite infestations and prevent the outbreak of disease by controlling rodents and insects. The general public also benefits from the use of pesticides for the control of insect-borne diseases and illnesses such as malaria. Unfortunately, the widespread use of pesticides, sometimes in indiscriminate ways, also leads to a number of negative effects. Pesticide poisoning can result from a single or short-term exposure, causing death. There are also risks of chronic impacts from long-term exposure to pesticides. For example, the United States Environmental Protection Agency writes that long-term exposure to pesticides may cause serious health effects such as birth defects, learning disabilities, organ damage, and forms of cancer, including leukemia, breast cancer, and brain tumors. When pesticide residues enter streams or groundwater, natural resources can also be degraded, and pesticides that drift from where they are applied can harm or kill other plants, birds, fish, and other wildlife. Children face more significant exposure risks from pesticides than adults because they behave and play differently than adults. In addition, because children have different metabolisms than adults, their bodies have different capacities for breaking down pesticides. As a result, pesticides may have more toxic effects in children or lead to different symptoms for them. So how can we protect ourselves and our families from pesticides? We can reduce sources of exposures to our children in food, water, dust, and soil, and in the home and at work. For example, the Environmental Working Group provides a shopper's guide to pesticides in produce, which can help you identify healthy food for your family. If you're considering community-supported agriculture, choose a farm that uses organic or integrated pest management methods to reduce pesticide use. You can also help create a safer learning environment for children in school by encouraging school administrators to adopt better pest management policies in schools. In a recent landmark ruling, Israel's chief Sephardic rabbi, Shlomo Amar, wrote about the health-related concern from pesticides, stating that eating bug-free leafy vegetables poses a health risk due to the high pesticide use in growing them. The Jewish legal ruling was issued following lab tests conducted on such crops, and recommends that the public purchase regular leafy vegetables and clean them in the old-fashioned way. This ruling casts a new light on the mitzvah to protect our health. By becoming more conscious of our Jewish obligation to protect our health, we can also learn to live in a way that protects the land and sustains our resources for the long term. Let us become more healthy in body and soul, and in so doing, create a healthier world. Thank you.
For more information on this topic, please visit confeinisharim.org/learning or jewcology.com.